Hello.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. I always feel like I take over, so do you want to talk?
Yeah, okay. So this morning we are going to tell you about some embarrassing stories. So we set out this week trying to find people who were willing to tell their embarrassing story, but we're okay with it because that's how they were just living out loud, right? So,
I mean, what unites us more across all of humanity than something embarrassing happening?
right, because I don't think there's anybody in this entire world who hasn't had something embarrassing happen to them and they're like, oh my gosh, listen to this story.
Right.
So, that's what we're doing this morning.
We're talking about those embarrassing moments.
Yes, we are.
And Lindsay has volunteered to tell hers first. We're only going to
Volunteer.
use our names when we're talking about ourselves, and we're omitting other people's names, so
Yeah.
you can't go find them on Facebook and make fun of them or something.
Yeah, but
Okay.
their stories are good. All right, so here's my
Your story's pretty good.
It's not too shabby. Okay, so when I was in marching band in college, we had rehearsals before every game day. And one morning we were in our rehearsal facility and we were practicing our final run through of the show for that morning.
Wait, say what you played. What instrument are you holding?
I was a baritone player.
So it's kind of
It's big and out in front of you,
Okay.
right? So I was running on the field, holding my horn, and I tripped, and I could feel myself falling, and I was trying to catch myself by running, which we all know makes it worse, right? And so I tripped, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I fall, I'm going to land on my horn. And so as I was falling, I take my horn and I push it out in front of me, and I know my band director sees me from the top of the tower, and he kind of is like, why did a horn just go flying across the field? Right? And so the practice field was AstroTurf, so it goes, the horn and I both just sliding across, and I was like, okay, I stopped sliding, and I get back up, and I pick up my horn, and I run to my spot. And I don't know how many people saw, but
Well,
there was
the people next to you saw.
Oh yeah, but there was a good 350 people in the practice facility, so no telling. I probably people still talk about that, and I just don't.
They're probably like, this one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So there is my very embarrassing
That's
story.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a list here so we don't forget. Okay, we'll do this. So, one of my friends told this story to me. So she and her cousin went to visit another cousin in California, who just had a baby. And while they were there, they decided to go antiquing. And I told you this. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. So they're in the antique store, and it's kind of separated into two sides. And the two cousins are on one side looking at stuff, and she's on the other side looking at stuff. And the water in California was not agreeing with her system at all. And she kind of had to pass gas, right? If you know me, I don't even talk about this stuff. So this is already difficult for
True.
me.
Toilet talk is a no
It's
for Marisa.
not. This is really true. Somehow people's embarrassing moments have to do with poop way more than I think they should. Anyway, so she's over there and she's like, and there was this one sort of older man over there, and she's like, oh, he won't notice if I, So she lets it go, right? And it wasn't just gas. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a word for this that will never escape my lips. Ugh. And she's wearing cream-colored shorts. So she says she clenched the cheeks. We all know that feeling. Oh, right? And she goes over to find one of her cousins, and she's like, help, we have to leave right now. Like, right now we have to go. And she's like, well, we gotta find the other cousin. And she's like, no, we'll come back and get her. We have to go now. So they get out to the car, and she sits on the the diaper changing mat in the car. On the way back to the apartment, they rush over. They leave the other cousin because they can't find her. And she gets there. Luckily, nothing had bled through. And did a quick change, went back. And the other cousin's like, where did you guys go? And apparently the man that was there was being questioned, like, you were over there with her. He's like, I swear I didn't do anything. I don't know. And anyway, hilarious.
Oh man, that's a good one too.
All right, do this.
Okay.
That's funny.
All right.
This has happened to several people. It has to, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So this is from one of my friends. He was telling me that when he was in college and living in a dorm, that he had to go and shower on a different floor, which I thought was strange. Ew.
That is weird.
So, but anyway, he was
people
showering.
in robes just walking upstairs.
Right. Like, hey man, how's it going? So he went to shower in a different room, and then he got finished, and he wrapped himself in a towel and was heading back down to his dorm room. And it was late, and he wasn't paying attention to what he was doing, and he opened the door to a dorm room, and he had walked into the wrong room
In
his
a towel. Yeah.
Oh man, that
would be embarrassing. What do you do? Be like, how's it going?
Welcome.
See ya.
Yeah. Welcome to our home.
Hope they were drunk and don't remember the story.
Oh, well, you know.
It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine. So, this one story is, this is not me, but I'm just telling the story. So, she was done ice skating, and her dad was coming to pick her up, and she sees the car, and she runs, and there's, the dad, and then someone, she figures was her little sister in the front seat. So she gets in the back seat, she sits down, and this guy she doesn't know turns around from the driver's seat and says, "Can I help you?" And she's like, "I'm so sorry. I thought this was my dad's car." She gets
got
out.
the wrong car.
That would be really embarrassing.
That would be really embarrassing.
For real.
Okay. So
What girl does not have a story similar to this?
it is one of those things that just is a becoming of
Rite
age.
of passage.
Absolutely.
Ah.
All right. So one of my friends told me that when she was younger, she was at summer camp, and they had to pass a swimming test before they were able to go swim in the pool by themselves. And she was all excited because she had passed the swimming test and she was ready to go to the pool. And so she gets to the pool one day and she notices that something isn't quite right? And she was like, "Oh my God, I think I'm dying." And so she goes and tells the female camp counselor, like, "Hey, this is what happened." And the camp counselor was like, "Oh, you're fine. Let's call your mom and tell her what's going on." And so her mom
You're not explaining this very well.
came and picked her up.
I know, but okay.
Thank you.
It could have been anything. She could have been stung by a scorpion. We don't know what's happening.
Well,
I'm just
apparently she had started her period.
okay,
right?
and didn't know what it was
And
because
didn't
she was
know.
pretty young.
Right, yeah, she was
Yeah.
very young. Yeah, and so, anyway, her mom came and picked her up, and she had told all of her friends before her mom got there, she was like, "I may never see you again. I think I'm dying." And
That's
so,
really scary.
it is really scary. And so, anyway, she ended up figuring out what was going on, knowing that she wasn't going to die, and in fact, this was going to happen for way too long in her life. But
Probably
it's
still
fine.
happening.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's, 20-something, so
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
still going
Yeah.
strong. Anyway, so she told me that she decided not to go back to camp for the rest of the week because she told everyone
Those
that
kids
she was
really
gonna
did
die.
think something was happening, probably.
Yeah, and so she was too embarrassed to go back because she didn't want people to think that, she was crazy because
Right.
she didn't understand what was happening.
Right.
So
So that is
Anyway,
really embarrassing.
it was super embarrassing. I really
my
felt for her when
gosh.
she told me that story, but I could see, this little cute thing just having this whole moment, and I was like,
Thinking you're
"Aw."
gonna die.
Yep.
Yeah. So, no matter how young your daughters are, maybe fill them in a little.
Yeah, right? Have that
So
conversation.
they don't think they're gonna die, right?
True.
So, this girl, it was my first play date. Super excited. My mom drives me over, drops me off. We're playing, we're having a great time, and then the unthinkable happens. I throw up at their house.
Oh.
Just bleh. I think I'm gonna hide it. I'm like, I'll just wipe it up. Nobody will ever know. I don't want to go home. I'm having fun. And then the dog comes over and starts eating it. Gross. And needless to say, everyone found out, and the mom had to go get her. That's pretty embarrassing.
That is really embarrassing.
Okay, help me tell this. This is too funny.
Oh my gosh, this story. Okay.
When you're a realtor and you're in a big empty house by yourself, and for 3 hours you haven't seen anyone, it's an open house, you're hanging out, you really have to go to the bathroom. Like, you know what I'm saying? The
Yeah, you've
bathroom.
Been there for 3 hours, and you're like, oh, no one's
Right.
coming. So
You're like, I don't have that much longer. I'll just run upstairs and use the facilities.
right.
And then you flush the toilet and it starts to overflow.
You flood it. It was too much.
And you can't stop the overflowing. And you don't know what to do. And then the fates made this happen. You hear a voice from downstairs go, "Hello!" And some guy wants a tour of the house. And you're like, what do I do? You run downstairs. You try to act normal, even though upstairs, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh is happening. And you're just trying to be fine and cool about it. And you're showing him around the house. And then something starts dripping and you're noticing and he notices and you're like, I gotta go deal with this. I'll be back. You run upstairs, you do the best you can to take care of the problem. The guy comes up to see if he can help or check, and you're like, ah! And then guess what? He puts an offer in on the house. Woo! I mean,
That's good realty.
that's
for you.
embarrassing, but you must be a damn good realtor. Know what I'm saying?
Also, just for future reference, another type of thing is if you're selling your house, leave a plunger.
Right.
At least
or
under the
she
sink.
said this had been a problem before when she told the people, hey, this happened when I was doing the open house. That they were like, oh yeah, we've had to replace that section of floor and stuff before. That's a messed up pipe or something.
You might feel in your
You
realtor.
might want to just tell them, right?
Yeah.
You can keep people out of that bathroom until they buy the house and they can figure out they're screwed on their own. Okay. Last story is me. Oh, geez.
Oh, yes.
Now, I have a few. One of them involves fainting on a cadaver, which
It was a
some
whole
of
thing.
you may want to hear sometime, right? And say, I want to hear that cadaver story. If enough people really want to, I'll tell you. However, today it has been voted that I tell the pole story. So, get your mind out of the gutter. It's not that kind of story. All right. I'm at college. It's really not that kind of story. Just hang on. All right. So, I'm going. It's my first week at college. School hasn't really even started yet. And I'm going to go and I'm going to meet one of my friends down in like the mezzanine area where everyone hangs out or whatever. And so I get all cute. I still know what I was wearing. It's one of those moments it's in your brain so you actually remember what you were wearing, you know, because it's just in there. Scarred for life. So I put on this cute outfit. It's like a little tank romper with little shorts and it's red. My hair's all long and curly and it's so little freshman cute. And so I go down the stairs and I'm walking down the ramp and there's doors, you know, at the end they shut. And so I'm gonna walk down the ramp through the doors and into, you know, the foyer area and meet my friend. There's this group of 5 or 6 guys at the top of the ramp waiting for some girls, I'm sure, to come down. They're sitting there. And, you know, we shouldn't feel this way. It's the whole other thing to do eventually to talk about this. But you see a group of guys and you kind of, I got to walk past all of them. You know, who knows, right? You know, okay. So I walk by, my little nose in the air, I'm sure. And they start catcalling, whistling, hey, baby, ooh, what's your number? You know, whatever they're saying. And I keep walking, and then I decide, you know what? No. Somebody needs to say something. Someone has to stand up for women in this world. And apparently it's going to be me right now. I keep walking, and I turn around as I'm walking, and I don't even know what I said. Some chastisement that I am sure was wonderful. Something about, are you kidding me? You don't talk to women like that. Blah, blah, blah. Walking, walking, walking. Flip my hair after, you know, my whole thing I said. Flip my hair, turn around, get ready to push open the doors, and just bam, straight into the poles, right in the middle of the door. I fell so hard, I fell backwards, and I fell down on the ground. And I sat there, because that whole little thing was circling your head, the stars or whatever, whoa. I sat there, and, you know, I thought, oh my gosh, they're going to really laugh. Because if I saw someone run into a pole and fall, I would start cracking up. I mean, falling is the funniest thing ever.
Yes.
And they didn't. They were really nice. They're like, are you okay? We're so sorry. And, you know, nice Oklahoma boys, apparently.
Like
they
you.
were nice. They were nice. And helped me up. And I just wanted to get out of there because I felt really stupid. The whole first week of school, I have a welt in the middle of my forehead. And everyone's like, what happened to you? They probably thought I was battered or something. So my pride was damaged.
This pole was just in the way.
If you have any wonderful stories that you want to share with us, embarrassing stories, please send us a video, type it up, say I have this great thing to tell you. Because
Reply in the comments, anything, if you're okay with other people seeing it. But people need to know that everyone has been embarrassed.
has been embarrassed.
It's a thing.
It's a thing that unite us all. Just living out loud,
For sure.
part of that. So, happy Sunday. We'll post this on our website. You
Indeed.
really need to watch it again.
You do.
I mean,
I'm going to.
yeah.
Obviously.
Are you? You like to watch yourself? I don't like to watch myself. I'm too critical. I'm
I
like,
just wanna
why
hear
do I
these
sound
stories
like that?
again.
Do you hear my voice? I sound like Minnie Mouse. And I just can't stand it.
I just want to hear these stories again. Hey, Peanut Gallery. All right.
Our children have decided to come in and listen to the stories. So here they are.
Yeah.
Lined up.
They're really cute in the morning. You know.
They are. Happy Sunday. Have a good one. We'll be back in a week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.